Put your hands together for qualifying final team, St. Mary's. Very shortly, the qualifying final is going to kick off here at TIO Stadium. St. Mary's taking on Waratah. From tonight's game, they will play the night of next week for their shot straight to the semi-finals. We would also like to acknowledge our NTFL sponsors and the partners that help make tonight happen. No More, Carlton and United Breweries, Towards Zero, Impact, Gazale's Harvesting Club, Sterling NT, and Bridge Toyota, and Sharon. Moments away from the game kicking off very shortly. St. Mary's versus Waratah. Do remember, just before we get underway, make sure you head over to the kiosk. You can grab something to eat and drink. The kiosk serves everything from chips, pies, fresh sandwiches and fruit.
Welcome to AFLNT's coverage of this final here from TIO Stadium. Both teams taking the field. Tash, what are you laughing at?
Oh, we're used to a host being here. We're usually not the host, so we all looked at each other. It was quite funny because we just thought it was you, Hayley.
I swear that piece of paper says host, special comments, Hayley. But anyway, we're here. Three of us in the box.
Have we meant to read those emails? I didn't. All right.
I know. Look, host. Clint and Tash, but you're first, mate.
All right, there we go. Bang. Hayley, you're a step ahead.
Yeah.
Umpire's got it in the middle. Tash Membry.
So, in the middle here, Marsh against Smith. It's up nice and high. That was Wilkins, against the Smith. Smith got ball down and tackled straight away, so the umpire's going to ball it up in the same spot. So they'll reset here. We've seen a good game, elimination game before this, which Wanderers won over Southern Districts. The winner of this game will go and play Nightcliff next week, and the loser will play Wanderers. So, again, another ball up. No one's cleared the stoppage yet. There's the first kick coming from Waratahs. It only goes 5 metres. That's smothered. Goes back, Nikki Yaron hits it in front of Shannon Rioli, runs into the 50, open goal square, doesn't get enough carry, it does, they've got the first goal of the board, well done to Shannon Rioli. The experience of him, as soon as he picked it up, he dashed his 5-10 metres and kicked it from just inside the 50, brilliant goal to start the game.
Yeah, St Mary's, they'll come to play, they know how to play finals, Tash, as we all know, so I think Waratahs just need to get in the grind. It's not the best start. I noticed Paredes is in at the ball as St Mary's captain. The last 3 times these sides have played, I think he's got over 10 clearances each time. So he's a player that needs to be watched. But Waratahs need to be prepared to get in and grind early and stay in the game.
But how clever was the tap from Nikki Yaron just to put it into the space of Rioli?
So ball back in the middle. Smith, who's got a height advantage over Wilkins. Ball spills to him. Throws it on the right boot forward towards 50. Yaron's the first one to recover. There he goes hard and Collis. That's good footy. Yaron bounces back up, goes to handball. Geez, he's going in hard already. Ball spills there to Munro. Players on the outer wing, and umpire's plucked one there. He says holding the ball, and it's going to be a free kick there to Waratahs on the half-back flank. So it gives them just a chance to get possession of this footy. Ball goes to Collis. He'll be the quarterback back there all day. Shanks a kick him forward. Goes to Klasky. And Klasky all alone, 25 metres out from goal, was his St Mary's teammate who dropped an absolute sitter. Ball comes to Boud on the 50. And Boud goes out wide. And the mark there taken by Thomas Cree.
So Cree's got the free kick in front of our commentary box, just taking his time. Looks inboard. Salmon comes from behind, drives it forward. Good work by Long back there, trying to pick it up is Silva. Ryan Smith kicked off the ground by Lant. Leads it forward to Klasky. Klasky gets it quickly on the boot. Well done tracking back there is Golden. Intercepted by Nick Yaron. What a start of the game he's had, but he goes without it. Cleared from the defensive 50 here for Waratahs. Number of players comes out to Margo. He's taken to ground. Umpire let it go. Kicked it back in by Long, but that was smothered. He's ripped off the footy. Look at the players crushing in to the contest here. And a fend off, and the free kick is going the way of Waratahs, and that's Munro.
You can tell it's a final, Tash. They're throwing themselves in, which you'd expect the level to go up 25% from the normal home and away.
Free kick to Carroll, sorry.
So Brodie Carroll for the Waratahs, a real in and under midfielder who'll go down and play in the Waffle this year. He's picked up a contract there to the outer wing. First to recover there is big Cam Arnold. He chases after it, taps it out in front of him to the pilot from down there in Catherine, to Catherine Camels.
That's good from Waratahs. They've just steadied a bit, Clint, which is what you want to do in the finals. They conceded that early goal, but they seem to have paired off now and got their matchups.
Yeah, so they just need to hold ship here. Big Smith in front. Klusky for his 4th possession already. Gets the handball there. Ball goes to Land, thrown on the right boot. Salmon's there, does well, keeps it in front of him. Goes inboard, gets around one, eventually gets taken. Rioli hears the voice over the top. The handball doesn't hit. Comes to Munro. Munro goes inside 50. Kirtley Silver, the little pocket rocket from Nookers there. St Mary's are going to win it. Handball through the middle. Rioli was taken out of it. It was good body pressure. Thrown on the boot there from the Waratahs inside 50. It's a 3-on-1. And the St Mary's are going to win out here. Well done by Wilkinson. He runs back, puts it out in front of McMurdy. Good pressure there from the Waratahs player who went in hard. He was outnumbered, but and numbers win. So McMurdy, who started on the wing out here, he goes forward. Players go up. Umpires plucked one here, and it's going to be a free kick there to Robinson on the half-forward flank for St Mary's.
So Robinson kicks it in before Waratahs flood back. Fisted by Gooch, comes to the top of the 50, under enormous pressure here, the Waratahs defence. Lant trying to pick it up, kicked off the ground by the Waratahs player. Good push out of the way, he went to ground too easily there, Klusky. Waratahs, errant kick on centre wing. Again, crashing in hard. Thought that was high, but Toa, the umpire, was blindsided to that. So another ball up. Centre wing here.
Good stuff from Waratahs, just keeping the ball going forward. That's what you want to do in the wet.
So Toa now against Marsh. Toa manages to win that one, but the free kick advantage played to Waratahs. And on one, it doesn't stay in out there for Arnold. So a boundary throw in the forward 50 here for Waratahs. Dangerous position to try and get that goal back that the St Mary's kicked.
Plenty of rotations going on too, Tash. Both sides are working their midfield rotations. It'll be won and lost in between the arcs, I think, whichever midfield can get on top.
So even though we haven't had a lot of rain today, Haley, it's still pretty wet underfoot, and if it was a racetrack, it'd be a heavy 8.
Would be.
It's very, very...
very generous.
Very, very heavy out there at the moment, so...
I'm glad you know what you're talking about, because I got no idea what that means.
It's a wet track, that's for sure. And I think it may help Waratahs a little bit, because I think, if anything, they're a little bit slow down back. And I think that is a worry, so I think that'll take a little bit of that sting out of the game for him.
Yeah. Ball picked up there by Magro on the left foot, across the face of goal, through 4-1 behind. So for those watching down south, Magro from the Waffle, he is an absolute star for Waratahs. He's played 80-odd, 90-odd games of Waffle football. And he's the one to watch, so St Mary's will be paying him a lot of attention.
St Mary's with the kick out finds Labastida. So good work of the footy there from the kick out. St Mary's kicks it to a contest. There's 4 Waratahs players around the drop of that footy, which is what you want to see. Silver shoved out the way from his own teammate. They can go inboard here. They do. Good mark taken there by Munro. He started the game well. He's got a player all by himself. He finds him now. Just loose checking there by St Mary's, and Corey Rich handballs to a running player pass. That's Carroll, I think, has a shot on goal. They've kicked the goal. So Waratahs have their first goal. No, there's Carroll. So I'm trying to pick up who that player was, number 10. So Golden has kicked the first goal for Waratahs. Good reply there, but loose checking in the defensive 50 there by St Mary's.
Yeah, well, Saints are kicking to the airport end of the field, so most people that have been up here would know that that's usually the scoring end. The flags aren't moving much, so it's pretty still out there tonight. So I'm expecting an arm wrestle. I think this game could really, this could be a defining moment for the Waratahs Footy Club if they can really stay in this and get into a grind.
Big crowd in, beautiful atmosphere under lights here, TIO Marara Stadium. Ball back in the middle, umpire Noonan throws it up. Toa's in there for St Mary's, goes up early. He can't win it. Parides down there after it, and umpire says, I'll have it. We'll have another ball up right in the middle. So Toa again. Good body work there. Waratah didn't think it was good body work. He was claiming the free kick. However, Waratah's win that from the clearance. Ball comes out there to Rich. Rich goes back inboard, not 15. Picked up there by Kitschke. Kitschke goes to the anchors. Anchors on the right foot. That's a beautiful kick and hits up Arnold. Wasn't too much room for error with that kick. Arnold only had 1 or 2 metres on his opposition player, Holner. It was a beautiful kick. And Cam Arnold from the right forward pocket. He's going to have a shot from goal. He's probably going to kick from about 30 metres out at a tough angle.
Look at the run-up he's taken.
He's coming in from the Wanderers clubhouse.
That is celebrating their win today.
So Arnold from the pocket. Always looked, by the look of that goal umpire, across the face, through for one behind.
The goal umpire nearly sold it to us, didn't he? The way he stood there.
Yeah.
See,
So,
I thought he'd nailed that.
Yeah, I did too.
Watching the goal
I
umpire.
thought he'd kicked that.
I was watching the goal umpire's head, and it's sort of, anyway, confusing there. Waratah's moved to 1-2-8. St Mary's 1-6.
So Long kicks it into Land. Where do they go to next? They've matched up well here, Waratahs, and putting the pressure on as Margot. Play on it, the umpire calls, so just put themselves under a bit of pressure here. St Mary's Salmon goes uncontested and in the end takes it on the second grab. Had a good season for St Mary's, Joey Salmon. Quality player. Goes down the line. Another contest. Grenfell gets both hands to that, couldn't take it. So it's held up here for a throw up. Mark Noonan.
Tash have been one of the best sides at setting up behind the ball all year, and that just showed they've got some good structure.
Well done, Lavastida, and he's called that a throw. I've seen that many a times in games where that goes through. Haley, the expert.
Yeah, I think it was one of Mark Noonan's finest moments. Noons rarely gets it wrong, let's be honest. In over 4, how many games has he umpired? 300 and something?
That's why I passed it over to you for your comment.
All good ones.
He doesn't miss much. Lavastida comes across as a very, very fair player as well, but he didn't agree. So, anyway, that's a free kick. There to Anchors, he goes across goal, and O'Dwyer, who's been very, very solid for the Waratahs down back, he goes out wide and finds Rich. Rich goes inboard, that's a good kick. And the mark there taken by the Waratahs, I think that's Arnold, he's leading up really, really hard. Ball comes out to Collis, gets taken out after the kick.
Yeah, good call.
Bad discipline.
Always going to be the way, you can see it, and it's going to be a free kick. Umpire saying it was after the kick, so it's going to be down the ground, and it's going to give the Waratahs, and it's going to give Harrison Kitschke an easy shot on goal, 30 metres out directly in front.
Coach Anthony Villagio won't be happy with that at all, and finals are built around work ethic, hard efforts, and discipline, and he'll be very disappointed in that bit of play from Saints. It's a little bit un-Saints-like.
So Kitschke from straight in front, shouldn't have any problems, although seeing the game before, we don't want to count our chickens too early. That's much better, straight through the middle.
And the umpire that time, he stood right where the ball went. He's improved.
And the Waratahs get their second. They moved to 2-14. St Mary's 1-6. We've gone 12 minutes in the first quarter.
They're up and about, the Tars, I have to say. They're, Magro's in on the football now, so and Munro, obviously, he's given them a nice strong body from the VFL. And
he was absolutely dumped after he kicked that footy by Justin Robinson. We just watched on replay there, so as Haley, you pointed out,
not good.
Hopper will not be happy with that whatsoever.
Nope.
The runner would have gone out, no doubt. Had a bit of a chat to Robinson. There's aggression, but then there's discipline as well, so that one by Waratahs, picked up by Silver. Good chain of hand passes, gets it to Turnbull, but he's dispossessed.
Well done, Silver.
Silver goes back in for another crack. He's in there again. He gets it out to
He'll
Margot.
have a crack, Tash.
Here he goes, Margot on the left boot. It's in the goal square, 1-on-1. Bit of holding. The umpire lets it go. Look at them come flying through. Under enormous pressure here at St Mary's. Clearing kick, looking for Salmon. Salmon again takes it on the second grab. Hits the ground running, gets around one. Can't get around the second, and he's caught holding the footy. Good tackle there by Waratahs. And then St Mary's need to be careful not to give away a 50. The umpires are red hot on it. So Brodie Carroll with the free kick. That was a brilliant tackle.
I call Carroll the pro. I just reckon everything he does is top shelf.
Yeah, he's really come up as a player, hasn't he? And this season he's had his breakout season. Here's Waratah's chain of handballs. Gets it to Margot. He hand passes to nobody. Here's a sea of St. Mary's around, taken in the back there, so that's high. Margot's given away the free kick, and St. Mary's can just settle here from the defensive 50.
So St. Mary's clear out wide. Mark there taken. Good pressure on the kick. Umpire says play on. Big Grenfell's there. Picked up by Amos Ross. Coming through hard there was Cook. Players over the ball. Umpire says play on. Comes to my tip for the Nichols medal. Lance. He goes forward. Calder's there. He comes charging up. Doesn't bend down. Uses the feet. Ball spills there. Shannon Rioli almost goes back into traffic. Over the top. That was great vision. Calder's got a man alone at the top of the square. Doesn't hit him, but he's got time to recover. That's Dylan Land. Spins around, and St. Mary's are on the... St. Mary's kicked their second.
Yeah, good bit of unselfish play there from Calder. He could have blazed away there, but he would have lifted his eyes up and saw someone inside, and it was Dylan Lant. So Lant was good then. He was in the contest here, got up off the ground and pushed forward, and no one from Waratah saw him. He just snuck out the back there and got the reward for his effort and finished off well on the left foot.
Yeah, I thought they'd buggered it up at the top of the 50 here when they gave the ball to actual Shannon Rioli instead of Calder as he was running past, but Shannon Rioli then hand passed over his shoulder to space.
Sorry, Tasha. He finds a lot of space, Land, and he's sort of an outside midfielder. He's got a beautiful left foot, so lots of his possessions tend to be kicks.
So Marsh and Smith, neither ruckman win that. Paredes goes to ground, umpire let that go. Now there's a free kick going the way of St. Mary's. Nicky Yaron
You just got to be careful doing that.
Munro, yeah. Usually they overturn that. So in the last game they would have with the umpiring we saw. So Paredes the kick finds Robinson. So he's a long way out. So Calder with the camera in the lead. So just an up and under kick at the backwards. Lant hits the ground. He roves his own footy, but Waratahs will clear it out of defence. So it's going to come back. Good work here by Turnbull. Yeah, Turnbull. Then Magro got the footy. Good chase down on Munro. So the free kick going to Nicky Yaron. Now, Nick Yaron started the game well, but just needs to make sure he doesn't give away silly free kicks, even though he's earned the free kick. Looks for Grenfell. Waratahs should be able to clean up. Magro with the handball. Solzy teammate under pressure. He needed to handball. The umpire let it go. Play advantage. So Nate Paredes with a shot on goal. St. Mary's to kick their third.
Yeah,
good goal.
You've just got to simplify it in the wet. I think Tah's then a little bit too much finesse out of their back half. In your back 50, just be kicking it. Your other players up the ground should be playing in front and minimise the amount of times you're handling the football.
Bit of feeling back here. It's just this next handball here, Haley. You should have handball. He had a player, yeah.
You needed to kick right then. Just kick the ball out and get it out into space, and let your smaller and quicker players run onto it. So anyway, little bit of a bad error there from Waratahs coming out of their back 50.
It is a beautiful kick, and they love the ball in his hands. Bowd and the two Collis brothers. So was trying to get on that left foot, but good. That defensive pressure from St. Mary's, and they got a goal from it. So ball back in the middle. That's Marsh versus Smith, two Giants. Spills there to Robbie Turnbull. He goes inside 50. Picked up there by Matty Green. Matty Green throws it on the boot. Ball goes forward. Rioli's had a couple of handballs early. Goes to Cook. Calder's a one-on-one forward. That's always a risky proposition. Player gets a hand in there. Waratah player leads the ball to the boundary and is quite content to let it go out. And we'll get a boundary throw in 20 metres around from St. Mary's goal.
Yeah, good match up there, Daniel O'Dwyer. He's a strong player. You need a good player on Calder. You've got to sacrifice probably your best defender to go to him. He's the catalyst for a lot of the St. Mary's forward thrusts.
Grenfell and March set. He's down. Collis will get there first. He's pushed off the footy. The umpire lets it go. Henry Labastida from the boundary line puts it into the corridor. Dangerous kick and a good mark taken back there by Crocker. So there's a St. Mary's player still down off the ball there. Keep an eye on that, Haley. I'm not sure who that is.
Might be Yaron, is it?
But he hasn't got back up. So Waratah's called to play on out that far side.
Yeah, it's Yaron.
He's down the wing. They won't want him missing. He's back up and walking now. The ball comes back in the 50. Smith stays front and centre. Calder tried to take it on the second grab. Then Smith got it. Handballs to Rioli. Got one over the top. This is Robinson. He can go in and kick a goal. They've got 3 on the trot here. St. Mary's just too easy in the end, coming back into the 50.
And probably not the role he usually plays. Big Ryan Smith, he was the front and centre crumbing forward there.
Didn't know his luck, I don't think, Haley.
Well, Nicky Yaron's down, so the big Sauce just gets in there and improvises. And Shannon Rioli's been good. He hasn't had a lot of kicks, but some of his handballs to advantage in the conditions have been really good.
Such a smart player, isn't he? Doesn't need many touches to impact the game. It's that Rioli name.
Exactly. He only needs to touch it a few times and he can hurt any opposition.
Sorry.
So ball back in the middle. Goes up. Big Marsh could claim that one. Down to Turnbull. Plays for the free kick. Ryan Smith talking to the umpire in there. Ball comes to the Waratahs player, throwing on the boot, the 50. Good contest there. Big Arnold's there. Silver was front and square, didn't spill to him. Arnold now needs his help. Goes, gives it to Ankers. Ankers lowers the eyes, goes to the hot spot. Magrove's there. Good fist away. Ball spills there to Crocker. He's got more time than what he knew. Gives the handball, picks up. Defensive handball back. Ball goes to the hot spot. Kirtley's there. Look at him come through. Kirtley Silver down on the boot. Oh, he kicked the ground instead of the ball. Well, that was going to be an amazing goal. Anyway, St. Mary's recover here. Jack Long, and that's a great kick. I thought it was a good kick. It was.
He's the go-to player coming out of the defensive 50, isn't he, Salmon?
Salmon, yeah. It was
playing the high half-forward wing sort of role, Salmon.
Really good pressure there from Arnold, who looks fit and firing for a big fella. He looks really quick. Anyway, Waratahs are going to send this back inside 50. Handball there to Cree. Cree goes out in open space. He's gone very, very wide. Sets a task for his forward. It's 2 versus 1 out there. It looks like the one's going to win. Well done out there. Soccer's along the ground. 70 metres out from goal. Great pick up. Labastida in there. He gets taken. Big Ryan Smith gives it to his runner, Jellyman Turner. Jellyman Turner goes inboard to Rioli. Rioli to Calder on a one-on-one. Well done, O'Dwyer. Jeez, he's a good backman. Anyway, it comes to Calder. Calder with the hands to Grenfell. And Grenfell, one of the best players from the grand final last year, from 20 metres out, puts it through and put through St. Mary's 5th goal.
Oh, the way the ball's moving, Clint, it's like it's a dry game out there. You know?
Yeah.
The ground's quite muddy and the ball movement from both sides has been electric. Bad luck for Silver up there. What an exciting player he is. And Joseph Salmon, he's only a young player. He's only just out of the under-18s. And for him to play that role of being that knock-up half-forward wing, a target like a kid like that and coming out and grabbing everything, what a fantastic prospect he is.
Yeah, three strong marks there, and contested marks as well, not uncontested. They've got a Waratahs player just getting, I think that's Collis. So toe, looks like a toenail has come off. That's always horrible in your boot. So back in the middle, Wilkins against Toa. Neither ruckman to advantage then. Here's Silva, good pick up in these conditions again. Handballs it out to a teammate in Carroll. Carroll puts it to the top of the 50. Good mark taken there by Munro. Plays on quickly. He's got a player all by himself. He can play on. No, it's Rich. So Corey Rich decides not to. Probably the worst patch of the ground, I feel, probably down that end. So Corey Rich is going to have a shot on goal. They need this, Waratahs.
A very impressive footy resume, Rich. He's one of their real big guns from over east, I believe, Tash.
Yeah, he
started really well.
He's had a good season for them as well. Nickled a few of the opposition as well. So Rich goes in, usually a good shot on goal. He does not let me down. Straight through the big sticks. He's got Waratahs third, a much needed goal to stop the flow of St. Mary's. So Waratahs, they're trailing by 10 points here. We're nearly at the end of the first quarter.
As I mentioned early in the game, Tash, about the grind, and it's really important against St. Mary's. You know that they'll come to play, and Waratahs have to bring it tonight. There's no more excuses. They've got a full-strength side. This is the time they've got to stand up in a final, and it's great to see that they're going goal for goal and they're in the grind. They're not backing down to the niggle. St. Mary's will niggle you. They'll get in your face, and Waratahs are standing up to them. You've got to stand up to them, otherwise you won't beat them.
Aaron not happy with someone down there. He's been mouthing off for about 3 minutes. Anyway, back to the middle. Big tower in there for St Mary's. Gives the handball to Paredes. Throws it on the boot. Umpire says not 15. Great handball in tight. Allows St Mary's to get the ball inside 50. Big Grenfell's there. Gives the handball there. I think that was Wilkins to Klusky. Klusky on the right boot. Doesn't hit it well.
Probably could have gone a little bit further than Klusky and just made sure of it. Had a little bit of time.
Yeah, didn't hit that well. Made it easy for the defence there and rushed through for a behind.
So, Gordon with the count duties. The first goal for Waratahs has a bounce in the nice clear patch. In the game before, they seemed to be bouncing in the mud and wondered why it didn't come back to them. So Munro's won the free kick. Out there for Waratahs, just slowing things down. Nearly hitting 24 minutes here in the first quarter, so not long left. We won't want to give away a goal here, the Tars. Oh, dangerous. Needs to get rid of it. Does now put himself under pressure. He dropped the footy. Here's Nick Yarran. He's got Calder all by himself. Gets it over the top. Didn't hit his target, luckily for Waratahs. Collis goes in one-on-one. Good pick up by Bowd. Collis was thrown out of the way. He's going to earn the free kick and nearly turned there. Yeah, if he hit Calder, would have been a different story.
Big let off there for Waratahs. Just once again mucking around within your back 50. You're just inviting despair into your life.
The Collis directing players. Here's Salmon again. Doesn't take the mark this time. Paddles it forward. Hits the contest hard. Waratahs are putting enormous pressure on themselves, I feel, here. Collis drives it forward. Tackled without the footy was Nate Paredes, and he earns a free kick for the captain.
He loves that stuff. You'll go all day at those hard footies. There's never a hard footy he doesn't like.
I'm not sure what Abe's complaining about. He's a very fair player, but that was clearly obvious from here. Goes down towards the 50, but reading it best off the boot, which wasn't hit well, is Collis, who started really well. And he's got a beautiful left boot. He goes with a spiral. He just wants to get it out of there. Players on the wing, front and square, Magro. He's pushed up the ground.
Well done.
On his left foot, and coming through with a beautiful smother there is number 33, who I don't have on the team sheets.
Jellyman Turner.
Jellyman Turner. And that's quarter time here at TIO Stadium in this first final. Ripping first quarter of footy. St Mary's 5 goals, 1, 31, leading the Waratahs 3 goals to 20.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
What an incredible first quarter as we move into the second quarter. St Mary's currently leading with 31 points and Waratah on 20 points. Stick around, and plenty more footy action here at TIO Stadium.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium for this qualifying final tonight between Waratahs and St Mary's. Quarter time score, St Mary's leading 5 goals 131 to Waratahs 3-2-20 in a very entertaining first quarter. Over to you, Clint. Take us away, son.
Yeah, it was a good quarter of footy, that one. As Mark Noonan, ball in the middle, Wilkins versus Smith. No player win it, players dive on it. I reckon umpire Noonan's going to say, I'll have it. Yeah, I thought, Haley, that was an amazing quarter of footy, that, and I think you picked on it during that first quarter. The way these fellas are using the ball, there's still a lot of water, even though we haven't had too much rain today. There's a lot of water in the surface, so it's a fairly slippery, heavy ball, and I thought they made it look like a dry ball. I thought the skills were amazing. So
yeah, I agree, Clint. I thought both sides really took the game on, and that's what you want in the finals. It's both sides have got a double chance, but you know, I know they're both very keen to get to play Nightcliff next week in the second semi.
So Waratahs, they're going to get first inside 50 this quarter. Up the back, big fly there, can't take it. Hands to Magro. Magro on the inside of the boot, spills to Matty Green. He gets a handball, Magro off the ground. Oh, he read that like a book.
He's an opportunistic footballer, that bloke. He can play, can't he?
Jeez, he can play. And look how well he read this. He was just a step ahead, and it's almost hard to kick a point from there if you got on the boot. Well done. So
he was good with the mullet. Now he's gone the crew cut. He's got even better.
He had the rat's tail at one stage as well. He had that. So they're playing on out of defence here, St Mary's. You miss Grenfell, third in line there. Smith at the front, but Munro drives it back in. And then Turner takes the mark, gets it out here to Lant. Loose checking there, Abankers. Can't give Lant any space, as Clint said. Manages to find it somehow. Tag that fella, was so dangerous. Yaron hit him in the head in the end, didn't expect it. Picked up by Munro, dishes it out. Salmon was there. Well done, Salmon. Dances in amongst the players and finds Smithy all by himself. Smith tries to kick it off the ground. He missed it. Waratah's here. Wilkins, that hits him in the head, but Mickey Yaron, I thought he'd given away the free kick. He tackled him when he didn't have the footy. Salmon drives it into the 50 here for St Mary's. Calder against O'Dwyer. What a matchup that's been so far. Dragged in by the St Mary's player. What are they going to call? Holding the footy. Good call by the umpire there. He dragged it in. So the free kick going the way of Waratah's Brodie Carroll.
I think O'Dwyer's got a very good record on Calder. He's only kicked a handful of goals in 4 or 5 times they've played on each other.
And he's been one of the more impressive fullbacks I've seen throughout the year, Haley. He's He's playing really well, so that's a really, really good matchup there. Excuse me. Ball goes forward. Gallus first to it. Dispossessed by Silva. Handball over the top there. Players go after it. St. Mary's got a couple there. Picked up by Long. Feigns on the outside. Back to the inside. That's Klasky. Gets wrapped up. I think that was
Cree.
Thomas Cree. Well done.
Just that desperation, Clint, wasn't it? He just wasn't going to let him go.
It was a very hard tackle to make. It does. It was a well-weighted kick. A Rich over the back. Oh, it was sort of fortuitously landing in his lap.
You don't have to tell Rich twice to have a shot.
No, he loves having a shot.
Loves having a shot.
Look at that tackle.
That was a ripping tackle. That's the sort of desperation they need, the Tars, tonight. They just have to stay in the contest. And
it lifts your teammates, doesn't it? Again, allowed to run 20 metres from the kick out. Good spoil from behind there by Wilkins. Toa wasn't happy with that, so boundary throw in. Right in front of our commentary box here. The qualifying final. We had the elimination earlier. Wanderers won that, so they're going to play the loser out of this game. Nightcliff sitting and watching this game will play the winner the week off, the men's and the women's. What a great opportunity for both those teams and the club itself. Here's St. Mary's goes forward. Shannon Rioli, diving mark. Come off his chest. Here's a contest around the footy now. Henry Labastida nearly got his head taken off, but I thought the Waratahs player just did well to jump over the top of him then, Cree.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything in that.
Yeah, I thought he did well.
Players are built low. Good call.
So Toa could hear the voice from Anchors. Anchors just drives it forward. A good 50-metre kick in these conditions. Taken over the back there by Callis. Coming out of the defensive 50 again. Jellyman Turner just drives it forward. Wilkins thought he'd given away the free kick with an unrealistic attempt there. Salmon goes without it. Kicked off the ground. Hits Toa. Ricochets back. Salmon picks it up. Gives it to Labastida. And Labastida just lowers his eyes, tried to find Lant and just went over the top. So Waratahs can go back into the 50 here.
So all to the 50, well read there by Matty Green. So he was highly touted to be drafted a few years back from Tennant Creek. His old man owns half of Tennant Creek and runs the AFL there. He'll be sitting there watching. Ball goes inside 50. Ball comes out there. Waratahs first to it. Nice little tap. Is that our man Rich again? Around the corner on the right boot. It was. He's on fire in the forward line early. St. Mary's may have to look up the matchup on him. Through for one behind, but impressive signs early in this second quarter for the Waratahs.
Here they go again, out of defence here. Jellyman Turner. Lant, that's a good lead by Lant. He ran 60 metres to get that mark. And then he turns it over. I pump up his tyres and he lets me down. So
they've got to look for longer options. I think in the conditions you need to try and get some field position.
Crocker just kicks it to space, demands Munro to run there. He did. He kicks the ball somehow forward. I know he managed to do that. Green dives at it. Silver, that's a good tackle. Toa is there as well. So is Rich. He ducked his head, but the umpire said that's a free kick.
Just that perceived pressure there, Tash, from Silver, because he's such a quick player. You know, we call him Quicksilver.
Yeah,
but he is such a, such a great little player that he's got that. He puts that pressure on. That was clever improvisation from Munro just to get it going forward. And I noticed, as I mentioned earlier in the first quarter, Waratahs have got a great structure behind the football. They all know their role. They roll back well. They make it difficult for the opposition, and they're really pressing in on Saints at the moment.
With the starter, Rich, and that's a terrible kick. Doesn't even make the distance. I think he started himself out of it. So Lant. Again, Silver nearly got him, went for it, but the pressure he put on Haley hit the nail on the head, mate. Quicksilver.
And you're talking about roles, Haley. That's his role. Silver put full pressure on, and he did that like. Yeah.
That's why this guy's our expert today. Look at that. He called it.
He's on the big bucks. So
I didn't even get a hot dog at the start. I missed out on that. That's all I wanted, just a hot dog.
All right, so Brody Carroll comes around the mark. Jeez, he did that really well on the left boot, right to the line. Player sort of didn't follow him from St. Mary's on the mark then, just let him run his full 15 right to the line. 2 for 1 behind. They're peppering away here, Waratahs. They've had 9 scoring shots, St. Mary's 6. but they're still trailing at St Mary's by 7 points.
So Long now with the kick-out duties. Again, they find Lant. Lant takes the mark. What's up forward here? Lejo's moving for him. So it's Toa, the ruckman. And that's a terrible kick. So that's gone out of bounds on the full. You don't see that very often from Dylan Lant. Free kick going the way here of Waratah. Just puts it high in the air. Not an easy one to mark, but made that look really easy there, Gallus. Switches play. Ooh. Abastida juggled the mark, goes out wide to his teammate. Quite pick up who that player is out there. Ellie Turner, no. And there's been a turnover, so Waratahs have some players loose on the turnover. Here's Cree. Cree doesn't hit his target and anchors. Look at the way he gets around. He can run into the 50. He does from 40 metres out. Has a shot on goal. Has he got it? It goes across the face.
You won't be able to see it on the TV, but Waratahs then, there was a lot of hard work getting across to block that St Mary's exit, and they forced the turnover, and I think it was Crocker that ended up getting the ball, but there was Magro and a few of the other midfielders. Cree really worked hard to stop that St Mary's getting out there.
So Lavastida and Silva go at it. The old versus the young there. Ball's built to anchors, ducks the head. Player almost holds the ball to him. In there is Cree. On top of him is Gallus. Both players throwing the arms back, looking at umpire Noonan, and he's plucked one out of there, and it's going to be a free kick there for Lavastida. Not sure what that was for.
Holding the footy, said he dragged it in. That was what the umpire signalled.
All right, so Lavastida's going to go across goal. And Holner's got a fair bit of space out here, so he just needs this next kick. And as you said, Haley, the Waratahs have pushed across really, really well. They're set up really, really well here. So St Mary's just chipping around in the back line. They've done well, holding on to possession. And on defensive 50, Jellyman Turner takes it. And I'm suspecting he's going to have to go long down the line here. He's looking for a short 45 on the inside. Can't, doesn't hit it well.
It's just it's frustrating for Saints, and Lavastida had the right idea then to look to switch. It's the way St Mary's play, look to go to the other side of the ground. But Waratah's really, the midfield running and the defensive work's really good, and they set up well behind the footballers and force St Mary's to go towards the boundary.
They're doing a bit more work off the footy, aren't they, Waratahs? So both ruckmen missed that. Smothered kick, Nate Paredes is going to run out. There was a leg that come out, and then the Waratahs player decided to pull his leg back in. Would have given away free kick for a trip and pushed over the boundary line. Was Calder by O'Dwyer. That match up again.
Yeah, there's a couple of important matchups. That's probably one of them. And I also think in the midfield of Waratahs probably need to consider getting someone onto Dylan Lant just for a little while, just to try to
tag him.
Just to run with him for a little while. Just try to take his influence out of the game.
So boundary throw in. Marsh wins that one down, tackled by Magro. Magro goes in again, gets the ball out, going slowly forward here, St Mary's, but picked up there by Amos Ross. Only as far as Smith. Smith puts it in the corridor, gets over the top of everyone. Calder goes in there, kicked off the ground again by Waratahs. They've got the player out here in Magro, kicks it forward. There's Anchors, misses him. At the back is Arnold. Arnold can give it to Anchors, but he's dispossessed, and St Mary's will clear the footy here.
So Robinson to Jellyman Turner. Jellyman Turner out on the boot. That's Ross versus two St Mary's players here, and numbers are going to win out. Klusky picks up on his right boot, goes forward. He's forward had a fair crack at it. Paredes front and square, gets it round the corner to the hot spot. Waratah's got numbers, spills to Collis on that beautiful left foot. Spirals one out of there, hits the flat side of the footy to try and get more distance. That was Magro. He goes on the left boot. First to it there is Abe Anchors. He gives to Silva. Silva from 60. That's a good kick out in front of his. There's 2-on-1 here to the Waratahs. He needs to spin and get the handball. Big Ryan Smith's there to lend a hand. Oh, that's rich as well, and numbers well done there by St Mary's. Matty Green, nice pick-up. He hits Salmon on the half-back line, and St Mary's go down the near wing, and they're going to try and go coast to coast here.
So Robinson goes inboard. Good setup by St Mary's, but Waratahs have worked back here. Got the numbers. Vallejo goes without it. Good contest there. Both bodies go hard at the footy. He can clear it out. Picked up by St. Mary's. Taken off the footy. Here they go. Collis goes in. That's a good tackle, but the umpire said it was high. Unfortunate there for St. Mary's, but Collis, he plays on quickly. Smart player.
I think you'll notice Collis, the last 3 kicks, he's gone with 2 barrels. And that one there was a long kick. I think he's just sending a clear message to his teammates. Yeah. Let's kick the ball.
Go long.
Get it out of here.
And then he dispossessed in the centre square there.
Yeah, dropped the chest mark.
So St. Mary's to that one-on-one. Geez, O'Dwyer's done well there against Calder. They're all sort of 50-50s, but usually Calder wins those. O'Dwyer hasn't let him win any today, so he's holding up really, really well. Ball comes there to Silver, does well to keep it in front. Little handball there.
Oh, holding the footy, it was called.
Yeah, right. Okay, so umpire Port has pinged him for holding the ball. He's not arguing too much. It's going to be a free kick there to Robinson on the outer wing.
The game's just getting played between the arcs at the moment. It's a really good old-fashioned arm wrestle. It's good to watch.
A ball down. Paredes there starting to work into the game nicely. That's again another one-on-one. He's wearing him like an absolute glove, O'Dwyer. And from here, we couldn't see if he was spun in the tackle.
Yeah,
that did look
deliberate.
It looked insufficient intent. Haley, you don't agree?
No, it's fair enough. He didn't sell it well. He didn't.
He didn't disguise it too well, did he?
No.
And no players sort of got there to try. St. Mary's going the corridor. Calder this time takes it on the second grab. Just had a tiny bit of separation there from O'Dwyer that time and kicked it to his advantage, and he took it on the second grab. So Calder can go in, slight angle, and kick his first goal of the game, and can kick St. Mary's 6.
Yeah, he doesn't need too many opportunities to Calder, and that's been a great matchup so far. A really good contest between 2 quality players.
Yeah, that's been my favourite matchup so far. Comes in, stabs at that. The goal umpire does not move. He's got his first on the board, and St. Mary's have their 6th. So good work to St. Mary's. 12 points here, the difference now. Nearly 15 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, maybe just look to, as I said in the call about Dylan Lant, good time now when you're sort of heading towards time on, and you know you want to shut down a player like that, so maybe just send someone out, just have a little bit of a negating role on him. I think he's moved forward. Is he back in the centre?
You try and bash him up a little bit, like he gets a lot of ball in the open space. Do you try and get a bit more body on him?
No, I don't think so. I think just being around him and stopping his run. I think where he's really damaging is his work rate. So it's not so much that he wins a lot of contested footy, he gets a lot of uncontested footy.
Yeah. Wilkins goes early. Smith wins it. Smith goes in. Takes Collis high. Smith didn't like the call. I thought it was clear from here. Collis gets it. Goes to Silver. He hits up hard. Can't gather. He and Labastida go after it. Silver's there. It was a good follow-up work. Gives the handball there to Anchors. Good tackle from Labastida holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. And that's a good pressure there by the old fella.
Yeah.
Originally from a West Football Club.
Abacus wasn't too happy with Quicksilver then, but there was not much he could do.
So down the wing, ball picked up there by Ross. He gives the handball there to Turnbull. He wasn't really expecting it. Cook out there to Big Smith. He's wrapped up by Collis. Bit of a height difference between those two. Ross is down there and he's tackled by Velasio. Speaking of height differences, and we're going to get a ball up on the outer wing as we're gone 16.5 minutes in this second quarter.
Wilkins wins that one for Waratahs, goes and gets his own footy. Goes in again for a third effort. Kicks it forward. Gets pushed out of the way. Good work by Green. Tackled by Munro. Manages to get the handball away, but too close to the boundary line there for a boundary throw in. A real arm wrestle in the last 5 minutes. No one can really break the game open.
Yeah, well, we had a flood of goals early in the game, and now it's really dried up.
We're looking for someone to break the stoppage here. A-Bankers and Labastida on each other. Two walkers and the umpire. The ball went out the wrong way. Slipped there.
That'll be the umpires in their highlights reel for you.
Yeah, that's a carton, isn't it?
Wouldn't they have their party with a bit cordial there? And
Smith punches that one forward to the advantage of Nicky Yaron. Yaron gets it further afield. Oh, good mark. Robinson kept running. There was St. Mary's player Calder again with a bit of separation on O'Dwyer. Kicks it off the ground. Good work to St. Mary's here. Just trying to trap it inside the 50. their forwards apply real good defensive pressure once the ball hits the ground in there, St Mary's, and there's going to be another ball up. Let's see if you can clear this stoppage.
Yeah, sorry, Tash. Both backlines have been doing very well. You know, they're getting numbers in. They're making it difficult for forwards. So forwards just need to play in front, play your role. If you're a small bloke, crumb and tackle and chase. And if you're a big guy, get in the contest.
So Waratah's clear from that clearance to the near wing. Well done, just kicks it off the ground, but I don't think if it goes out, it's going to get called deliberate. Gallus is there. Yep, umpire Bitterscombe from the West Australian coast of Geraldton, who's come up to umpire this season, says deliberate. And I think we all sort of knew if it went out, it was going to get paid. It'll be a free kick to Gallus there. So Gallus goes long down the line. Not too many tall targets there. Players go up. And we get a boundary throw in directly on centre wing as St Mary's make a few changes. Shannon Rioli back on the ground.
Jake Bowd, that was a good punch by him coming from the back line for Waratahs. There's March. Bankers picks it up, tackled as soon as he took the footy by Land, and he's being called holding the ball. Well done, Dylan Land. So Land with the free kick, racking up the possessions so far. We haven't even reached half-time yet. Interesting to see what his stats are. Carroll can keep this in. I thought he took that over. The umpire said he didn't. Now he does, so a boundary throw in.
Both sides have great depth through their midfield. If you look at you know, the matchups that are out there around the footy, you've got Anchors, you've got Land, Paredes in there with Munro and guys like that, Turnbull. So there's plenty of talent on ball for both teams.
Yeah, both.
He's been quiet like Turnbull so far.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of it, Turnbull, yet.
He will do a lot of the in and under stuff. It's hard to see, but yeah, he has been quiet this quarter. So Big Wilkins, that's Marsh, gets his hand to it. Ball spills down there to Bout. South Mary's player all over him. Comes to Magro, tries to handball out the back, then held his opposition player. Could have been a free kick to St Mary's then. Umpire doesn't agree, and we're going to get another boundary throw in, almost in the exact same spot as the last one. So umpire launches. Tyler at the back. Give that one to Marsh. Klusky on the move, can't gather. Players over it. Magro going in there hard. 3 St Mary's players there. Ball spills out the back. Klusky, they did well. Handball to Paredes. They've done well. It's a 3-on-2 there. Collis gets a hand in there. Wilkinson picks up. Not sure he made contact on that handball. Could have been pinged for holding the ball. Yaron, well done. Heard the voice out the back. Collis comes through hard. Anchors is there. He can't gather.
Yeah, it looks like whenever you see Land, you'll see Anchors. So I think those two are sort of going head-to-head at the moment.
And we'll get another boundary throw in on the wing.
The ruckman set here. There's the siren for half-time. So St Mary's take the lead into half-time. 6-1-37. Waratahs 3-7-25. So 12 points of difference. But what a quarter and half of footy that we just saw, Hayley.
Yeah, great half of finals football. And you just see the intensity of it. It's a final. Both sides are fighting for that spot against Nightcliff next week. And I just think, as I said during the call, it'll be one between the two midfields and which midfield can get on top, and then it goes forward and which forward line can take their opportunities. And as we can see, Waratah's 3 goals, 7, that may come back to haunt them in the back end of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll be back with the second half shortly.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Everyone feels stressed or worried from time to time.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Yarning to friends or family can make you feel better.
Sometimes it's as simple as a text or a phone call.
If you or someone you know needs support,
visit www.mentalhealthnt.com.au.
Listen up, kids. Make school your story. Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' we love a break.
Time with friends and family is always great.
When it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school. Can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks, Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energized.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate to protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
It's been an action-packed first half of footy. The qualifying final, the winner of tonight's game going on to play Nightcliff in the semi-finals. Who will it be, St Mary's or the Waratah? We'll find out this half. At the moment, St Mary's leading 37 to Waratah 25. We're moments away from the second half here at TIO. And a thank you to our media and broadcast partners, 7 News Darwin, NT News, Mix 104.9, Hot 100 and Kick Digital.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin. The qualifying finals half done and dusted. St Mary's versus Waratahs at half time. It was 37 to 25. A little bit wasteful, the Tars. 3 goals, 7. St Mary's quite accurate. 6 goals, 1 in the wet. Probably a bit of a breeze. The breeze has dropped right down. St Mary's will be kicking to the right of your screen, and Waratahs to the left in this all-important third quarter, the premiership quarter. Fantastic game so far. I hope everyone's enjoying it. If you're watching around Australia or in the suburbs, northern suburbs and Palmerston and down the track, wherever you are, what a fantastic game.
We're just watching some highlights there, but straight in the middle, there's Smith, wins the tap down. Coming through was Klusky, couldn't take the footy. Kicked forward by Waratahs. Good pick up by Magro. Puts it to the top of the square, 1-on-1. Take the mark. Good body contest back there. Picked up by Klusky. Played advantage. Who's that going to be, a 50? No. Said it's a throw. So free kick going the way of St Mary's. So who's that? Robinson. Zach Robinson. Just looking a little bit ginger there. It's nice of Harrison Kitschke to give him back the footy. Don't see that very often.
Someone's trod on his foot there, Tash, I reckon.
He's looking a bit sore, doesn't he? So Long with the kick towards Smith. Really a good pick up there by Jellyman Turner. Waratahs, there's Turnbull, been a bit quiet. Kick smothered. Bit of a contest. So Cree is in there as well, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Predators and Turnbull just having a few words to each other there. Almost like they started talking to each other rather than playing football then. That was interesting. Anyway, big Ryan Smith gets his hands to it. Ball comes to the back there, picked up by Waratah. Umpire's plucked one here. Umpire non-controlling umpire of that contest, and it's going to be a free kick there to Brodie Carroll. So one of their guns, haven't caught him too much. No doubt he'll stamp his authority on this game. Short to Collis, not 15.
Oh.
He gets taken out after the kick. Don't reverse this, Waratahs. Don't reverse this. That was Yaron. It was late. There wasn't too much in it.
It was a line ball. Look, watch this. Watch this. He in kicking motion. Not much in that.
Not too much in that.
Now the emergency umpire's out there as well.
Well,
with his trackies.
Any time the emergency umpire gets out there, it must be serious.
With his trackies
He's
on.
got his tracksuits. It's about 37 degrees out in the middle of the ground tonight, but they're the high vis. I hope they're tracksuit and not gumboots. That he's got on at the bottom there.
It's a bad person for St Mary's to have the kick. It ended up the free kick to Magro downfield. Here's a shot at goal and registers one behind. So they're peppering away Waratahs, but their inaccuracy is costing them. St Mary's bring the ball back in, down this near side, goes out wide. Carroll's there. I think that's McMurdy with him. McMurdy over Carroll. Ball trickles out.
Haley and I can't see anymore because
I think that's McMurtry.
McMurtry,
yeah. I know his mum and dad, Ian and Jane, very well, so I better get that pronunciation right.
Yeah, McMurtry. So umpire throws it in. Smith wins that one. Only as far as Munro. Back to Carroll. Up and under kick. It's going to be play on if someone takes the mark. Smithy tries to punch it away. There's Lant. Kicks it forward. Shannon Rioli just went the body there. In the motion of protecting himself as well, but definitely the free kick to Collis again. He's getting hammered by St Mary's to start this.
You've got to say one thing,
Here we go.
Cash.
Bang.
There's a fair bit, it'd be fair to say there's a bit going on, and the umpires are doing a good job to try to keep on top of this.
So Collis gives it to his brother. No one around him. He can play on, lowers the eyes. That's a terrible kick in to the 50 to his forwards. And Hinchke, no, that was Arnold, sorry. St Mary's. Collis is underneath it. Good contest by Lant. Lant goes without it. Oh, brilliant pickup in these conditions by Nicky Yaron. Robinson trying to do party tricks there. Collis gets it to Bowd. Bowd. Oh, good touch just by Anchors because Smithy was waiting for it there. Collis gets it out to Abe Anchors, can run inside the 50. Terrible kick off the side of the boot. But Silver's there. He goes to ground, pushed off the footy by Long. Handball's out towards Jellyman Turner, and he's pushed in the back by Rich, I think that is, and it's a free kick going to Jellyman Turner.
So Jellyman Turner in the back pocket. Not a lot to go to down the ground. Smith providing a lead on the outer wing, but he's going to switch it. Goes to the middle, didn't hit the kick well, but Wilkinson gathers. Spirals one forward. It's a one-on-one out here. Yaron versus his Waratah's opposition. Crowd screaming ball. 2-on-2 in there.
Yeah, well done there by the Waratah's player. That was good effort.
Yeah, they were out there. I think that was Waratah.
Yeah, he did well. He did well against quality opposition.
Oh, look out.
Yaron looks like he might have done a finger. Perhaps. Not good news for St Mary's, so we'll get Haley to keep an eye on that one. Ball spills to the front. Aaron down there. He's had a good last couple of minutes. Ball goes forward, front and square Waratahs. Hits one on the boot forward, only as far as Gallus. He's dispossessed by Arnold. Magro throws it on the boot forward. Big Arnold's going to be first one there. Well done. Just had a couple of metres on his opponent, Holner then.
That was a good mark running back with the fly to the foot. It was a real high kick too.
Was a good mark, and look, I think, yeah, the class of the man kicking at Magro, it was a beautiful kick as well, so...
yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Yaron. Is that the job you gave me, Clint?
Yes, Haley.
Yes, definitely. He might have done a finger.
He got it back in, but...
I remember once with Thunder, we were training out the back, and Braden McLean, one of our young players, popped a finger, and Coach Hale just walked over and said, "Here, give it here, I'll whack it."
Oh.
I put it back in, no worries. He trained on, and the trainer said to me, the head trainer comes into the match committee meeting on the Tuesday night and says, "Oh, by the way, Haley, can you let us do all the medical for now?" Oh, right, you don't pop them back in? No, that's not the procedure anymore. You go to RDH and wait 6 hours and get it put back in there.
Nah. Dislocated mine and went off and got the trainer there. We could just see him getting a bit of tape there, but nah, you go off to the trainer and get it put it back in. You don't go RDH for that. You keep playing. Back in the middle. There's Nate Paredes. He was tackled without the footy. There's Magro. Good pick up in these conditions. Running hard at the footy. There's Cree. It's the handball. Chain of handballs. Here's Abe Anchors. Has a shot on goal at the back. It's Arnold. Does he take it on the third grab? And it's nearly kicked off the ground.
They're under siege.
Yeah, it hadn't even hit the ground yet, but
Saints backline is absolutely under siege at the moment.
Watch this. How did that come sliding in and somehow it went off?
The side of the boot.
90-degree angle, so boundary throw in. Dangerous position here for Waratahs. It's Kinchke picked up by Magro. Can he screw this around?
Ooh.
No. So through for a minor score, but just slowly pegging away at that lead, aren't they? So now it's 4 points the difference here.
Just doing it in ones.
They've come out firing, the Waratahs, in this second half. It's been all one-way traffic. St Mary's just need to compose here. That's a beautiful kick out from fullback to Salmon, and he puts his foot down the outer side, has a bounce, runs his full measure, has a second bounce, runs the attacking side of the square, over the top and over the back there. I'm not sure if the kick was directed to him, for popping in there, Valaggio. And he's too far out to score. He's looking to dish it off. Umpire calls play on from 52, right to the top of the square. Players go up, Calder can't gather. first. There is Cook. Gives the handball back to Wilkinson. Looked like a throw from this angle. Not sure if the umpire had the greatest angle from it there. Playing around within the goal square. Well done there by O'Dwyer. He gives the handball to Bowd, and Bowd goes inboard. It's a risky kick to Magro. Well done. Jeez, he's a good player. Magro picks up. Now it's another one-on-one out here. Yaron and Rich. That's a good mark taken by Yaron, who's back on the ground, and he'll send it back inside for St Mary's.
Yeah, that tested the finger, goes in towards Rioli. Work by Vallejo, gets it out to Wilkinson. Robinson, oh, that's 10 metres. Look where they're standing. Don't buy real estate off that umpire. So Robinson gets around the mark. So beyond his distance, goes inboard to Green. Waratahs has flooded the forward 50 here, so you can see Green on screen. You can look at all those players there. He points to the big sticks. Has he got the distance in these conditions, Hayley?
It'll test him, but they've got 15 players in their back 50 Waratahs at the moment, so if he'll want to kick this dead somehow, either get a boundary throw in if he doesn't make the distance, or a disciplined kick to the top of the hot spot maybe.
Comes in, good purchase on it. So I reckon it might be that boundary throw. Oh, good mark in the end by Calder. Thought that was going to go over the boundary line, but off hands, but he's taken the mark, and I've seen him kick one from here a couple of weeks ago in the pouring rain.
He'll just think his way through this, Calder. He'll take his time.
He's a smart player, isn't he? Yeah, very smart.
Step out onto his left foot.
So he's kicked one goal already. Goes in, and that goes across the face for a minor score. So they stretch that lead out by 5 points. We still haven't had a goal. We've only had one goal since the first quarter.
Yeah, it's really tightened up. The whole contest has become an arm wrestle, but you know, it's one of those games that's just enthralling. You haven't got a lot of goals, obviously, but both sides are throwing everything at each other. Yeah,
it's a ripping game of footy, Saturday night finals footy. Goulden brings the ball out from the full back to the outer side. Ball's run out of bounds there. I think that was by Abe Ankers. We'll get a boundary throw in, 80 metres around from St Mary's goal. We've gone 10 minutes in this third quarter. 5 points the difference. As we said, ripping game of footy. Waratah started the second half magnificently, came out of the blocks with their foot to the floor. St Mary's have wrestled back some of that momentum and still hold the lead by 5 points. Ball to centre wing. Matty Green under pressure, throws it on the right boot forward. Collis is there. Rioli spills to Cook. Cook goes forward to a one-on-one. That's big Grenfell. Always gets held. Gives it to Calder. Back to Grenfell. Calder puts on a block. Grenfell on the outside of the boot. Well worked, St Mary's. That's a good goal. And after all the run of the play in the first part of this quarter, St Mary's get the goal. Their accurate kicking continues. Second goal of this quarter.
No, Grenfell got his second.
Oh, Grenfell's got his second. I'm wondering what that peace sign was. St Mary's go to 7 goals to 44, and they're leading the Waratahs 4 goals 9-33. 11-point margin, 11 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Yeah, good play.
The effort, yeah.
Jackson Calder there, just giving it like having faith in his teammate that he can get the job done. He gave it and then protected, and it was as much the handball as the shepherd that gave Glenville the time that he needed to snap that goal.
Pretty good for the chop-out ruckman as well to kick 2 goals so far in the game. One in the first now, one in this third quarter. So back in the middle. Labastida got in the back of his opponent. The umpire found it. No, that's not going to be a 50. You don't have to give the ball back to your opponent. So Cree. What does he have to go forward to? Looking for Arnold. Through his hands, here's Silva. We want to get him a bit more involved. He was in the first quarter, at half of the second, then could match up with him and Long. So ball up. Another stoppage. Had so many stoppages tonight. That's smashed over the back by Marsh. Smashed forward off the left by Rich. Does it stay inside the boundary line? It goes over now. So for another boundary throw and deep in the forward pocket here for Waratahs. They need the next goal, I feel.
Yeah, they'll want to just get some reward for their effort. They probably deserve a little bit better than 4-9. But as you know, bad kicking's bad footy, and in finals you need to take your opportunities. So shots on goal at the moment, 13 shots to 9.
Let's see how they go with this stoppage in their forward half here. There's a free kick paid. Labastida going in harder toward it, so they're going to clear this St Mary's again. Umpire says play on. I'm not too sure why. He didn't seem to move. Goes to 70 out. Players go up. Fist in there by Boyd. Picked up there by Ross. He gets wrapped up and thrown on the ground. Rioli's there. Magro's there. Players go in. And umpires picked one there. It's going to be a free kick to Turnbull. So Turnbull's a real in and under midfielder. He finds a lot of the football. So these conditions should suit him. He runs his full measure. He's going to send it right down to a dangerous spot, 20 metres out. Ball goes over the back. Well read by Anchors. Jeez, he read that like a book. And that's the quality player he is. And well done. Puts through the Waratah's 6th goal.
They certainly needed that one. That's an understatement, because it does get a little bit disheartening, and if you're not actually getting on the scoreboard. But Anchors, he's a quality player, and you know when they fly him in, he lives in Alice Springs, so they know when they fly him in, you know they've set themselves for a game that they believe they can win, and they're certainly in this one.
He's such a quality player for them, isn't he? I'm still surprised that he hasn't found himself on a maybe a supplementary list halfway during a season. He's playing some really, really good footy in the last couple of years.
Oh, the Thunder days, he was elite, wasn't he? Against all these, Sydney, Brisbane, all the reserves players and that. He was getting 27, 30 touches a game and running elite distances and was dominant. So he's a bloody good player and he's a good fella.
So going forward, there's Turnbull getting his hands more on the footy. An open play, kicks it forward. Silver, can he kick the goal? He kicks it off the ground. He doesn't make purchase, but then Cree comes through. Was that Cree? It is Cree. Comes through. Silver missed it the first time, but then Cree got it the second time. So Waratahs. Now they're in front by a point.
First time tonight. I think the Tars have been in front.
Yeah. So Cree. Wow. Here we go. Waratahs are turning it on in this third quarter.
We got a game of footy on our hands,
Look
guys.
at Silver. I thought he was going to kick it. He didn't get good purchase, but then coming through was Cree, soccer style there, and gets the goal.
Isn't it a great idea just to get it in quick? And chaos ball is good ball on a night like tonight. So just get it in there in the forward 50, create the contest, create the chaos, put the backman under pressure, and that's what Waratahs have done.
Yep, fully agree. Umpire Bitterscombe throws up. Smith down to Paredes. Paredes to Klusky. Here's the voice from Lant. That's 3 or 4 of their bigger names. They're the ones that need to get their hands on the ball. He's outnumbered there, Lant. Players going in hard. Yaron wraps up his Waratah player. Oh,
yeah.
The umpire was having a look then.
He was setting himself, wasn't he?
And Nicky Yaron was too.
Nicky Yaron would pinch your Christmas present. He tried to get away with that one.
Goes up, comes to Carroll. Carroll out wide, Rich playing further up the ground. Magro just puts it on the boot. There's that chaos ball you're talking about, Haley. Ball out wide, picked up by the Waratahs. Here's the voice inside. Gathers. That was Cree, goes inboard. The big ruckman playing a kick behind the play, down on his hands and knees. Ball spills to the back. Magro's lurking, gets the handball there to Munro.
The Moose.
Munro throws it on the boot. And suddenly Waratahs are in the lead by 7 points. It's an amazing burst of footy.
Now, I thought last week he was having a go at the Buffalo supporters the week before when he did these horns. Apparently his nickname's the Moose Munro. And so watching when he kicks this goal, he goes straight for the Moose.
He was having a go at the Buffaloes. I love that.
Yeah, I thought he was having a go at the Buffaloes, and I said, you want to be careful doing that.
Look at the kick, but look at the kick.
Bang, he's played a lot of... there it is. That's the Moose dance.
And the dance. Look at the dance.
That's a happy moose.
Well, I seen a moose on Facebook the other day. Deanne Thompson. Remember Deanne Thompson? Yeah, she lives in Alaska now.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, so she posted that. A moose. And there we've just seen one again. So Paredes tries to kick it off the ground. Hollis, here's that real mongrel inside 50. So not direct footy, but it's working for Waratahs. Rich takes that over the boundary line. Robinson was on his hammer.
There is a theory when you're a coach that if it's a one-on-one, it favours the forwards. 2-on-2 is favouring the forwards. And then anything after that, the back line really comes into their own. So the sooner you can just get it to space, get it in there on a night like tonight, just get it in there as deep as you can and see what happens.
And it seems to be working. There's the Moose Munro again. That's his nickname. We've got him, the Moose Munro. Silver gets up high. Going in, diving at the feet. The umpire let that go, so it's going to go out of bounds. Is it deliberate? No. Boundary throw in. Right on the 50 as we watch a replay here. Look at Silver, he got pretty high. Oh, he nearly wheeled that in over Labastida. Quicksilver, I love that.
And I tell you, Abank has been the driver for this comeback. That's a lack of concentration there from the Tars. No one up in the ruck. Still yet to clear it. The Moose, who's on fire. What's happening here? Umpires looking at each other.
I thought he actually took possession of that and kicked it. The umpire said he kicked it off the ground. Yeah. Kicking in danger.
It's a cool kicking in danger. I don't think Haley can see through that window.
Yeah, no.
I'm watching the big screen.
Yarra gets taken out. The play's gone down again. That's a couple of times gone down. St Mary's supporters going mad in the crowd. It's a lovely game of football. It's starting to spice up, and we'll get a stoppage 40 metres out from the Wanderers' goal. You feel the energy in the crowd, can't you? It's really, really picking up.
Yeah, it is. But luckily our screen, our glasses are fogging up yet because next door has, so we can't see Haley and I once it gets to the 50.
I'm probably just giving off too much body heat or something.
They're picked up by Paredes, the captain, comes away from the clearance. That's an inside-out torpedo. The Smith 2-on-1. Calder took a while to get there. Picked up Golden. Kicks it to Wilkinson. That's a good tackle as well. Lucky to not to give away the free kick there. McMurtry, was that McMurtry? No, that was Cook. So ball up directly in front of our commentary box. Tor and Wilkins go at it, coming through the pack hard as Salmon. Collis the other way, drives it forward. There's Cree. Cree gives the handball to Bowd.
Great.
Jake Bowd just puts on the afterburners and kicks it forward 1-on-1. Magro couldn't take it. Silver fell over. Labastida did too. Silver gets in for a second effort. Third. Ellis kicks it up and under. Underneath it's Rich, but a good hand in there by Robinson. Saves the day for St Mary's and over for another boundary throw in.
A lot of times they talk about the midfield, the Carrolls, the Turnbulls, but I tell you what, that Cree, he can play a bit. I've been really impressed with him this year, the 5. For Tars, he's a little bit of an unsung hero, but he rarely has a poor game, I know that.
Goes hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
So the Tars on top at the moment, taken out of there by Munro, dispossessed and stripped by Klusky, good call by the umpire, and it's going to be a free kick from Klusky. So, as you said earlier, they're under siege, Haley. Goes down, Calder's come a long way up.
That's
Big
a mark,
is
yeah,
there,
that's
takes
a
the
mark.
mark. It was a mark. So he comes round, he's going to drill it down the line to the 50. 3-on-1, Silver lurking at the back. Jeez, he's getting his hands on it. It's just really over him as soon as he gets it. Well done there by Robbie Barty. Barty keeps it in front of him. It's still alive. Picks up. Handball there to Collis. Collis on the left foot.
No,
it's going to be a great goal. The Tars are on fire.
How did he kick that? How do you describe that? Watch the replay here. Look at him get around him because nobody knows how he kicked that.
They come
Look
to
on
play.
here, Haley. Here you go. You can talk us through it, Haley.
Well, it's a good strong body there by the Waratahs play, just keeping it forward, kept the ball going their way. And there's Will Collis, is it? Or Dylan? Which one?
That's Will.
That's Will.
That's Will, and he is throwing that on the boot with no idea, and that's a goal. And that's what you do. That's what happens in finals. And probably it's the footy gods looking after him because they have kicked 9 behinds. So I believe if you keep being persistent, the footy gods at some stage, if you keep being honest and you keep doing the hard things, at some stage the footy gods will give you a little break.
Well, they must have prayed at half-time, Haley, because they certainly got the run of play in this third quarter.
So there's a 25-point turnaround here right at the moment as we speak. But St Mary's drive the ball inside the 50. At the back is Salmon. They'll be happy here with the boundary throw in St Mary's. Just take a little bit of the pressure off. They had to win that clearance because Waratahs are up and about.
I don't think Lant and Klusky like each other either. I've seen them pushing a fair bit off the play and they're still going at it. I dare say they're not going to sit at each other's Christmas tables this year.
So umpire throws it in. St Mary's just against the flow. He needed goal, but O'Dwyer comes through. God, he's played a brilliant game. There's Anchors. That's a poor kick for Anchors. Close to the boundary line, it goes over for a boundary throw. But yeah, 25-point turnaround here. So 13 points now. Waratahs in front. They were 12 behind at half-time. What a turnaround.
Well, I've just been waiting for this. I've come to watch Waratahs a few times, and they've had washouts, they've had COVID rounds, they've missed against Nightcliff and St Mary's in the game that was washed out. Tonight they've come to play, and they're up and about all right.
So umpire launches in. March gets a wedgie from behind. I don't know how that happened as he goes up. Lance there thought he was held off the contest. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, just a little bit of pressure there, unfortunately, for the Waratahs player in Robbie Barty. He's a big, strong body.
But he played this well, didn't he? Once he knew he had it, look at the arms go up.
The arms go out.
Yeah.
Went down, but it was there, and it was a good call. So it wasn't Lance, my apologies, it's Klusky. He's going to kick from 50. It can't be too much longer left in this third quarter. We played 20 minutes plus time on. We're almost ticking towards the 24-minute mark. And yeah, just to stem some of the bleeding at the moment. Waratahs have severely won this quarter. So he's a gun, Klusky, kicking from right on 50. Heavy footy to the pocket. Players go up. Lant got a piece of it. Calder there, couldn't gather. Spills it there to Waratah. He throws it on the boot, and umpire's going to pay that as deliberate, I think. Oh,
I think that's a good decision. He had his back. He's just kicked that off without looking.
I agree. I agree. They called that in the last game.
I agree. It's a good decision, Hayley. Just from what I've seen this year, that generally has been paid as a kick. But
as a struggling backman, I thought it was a good bit of play.
So the two big ruckmen at each other. They don't worry about the ball. They just have words with each other. This one's got a bit of heat in it. Players coming in. And that was a magnificent third quarter there from the Waratahs. They've snatched the lead off the powerhouse club of the NTFL St Mary's. So at three-quarter time, it's Waratahs 8-9-57, leading St Mary's 7 goals to 44. We've got a great last quarter coming up.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today at Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, We're for Territorians.
Escape the everyday, any day. Book your stay today. At Mindle Beach Casino Resort.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
What an incredible third quarter of footy as we move into the fourth quarter. Waratah sitting on 57 points, currently in the lead. St Mary's trailing close behind on 44 points. Do make sure you head to the kiosk, grab some food. They've got everything from hot chips to pies. You do not want to be empty-handed as we move into the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium for the final quarter of the elimination final between Waratah's Football Club and the St Mary's Football Club. Waratah's big third quarter and now 13 points in front. 8-9-57 to St Mary's 7 goals 2. Waratah's will be kicking to the right of the screen. Probably a little bit of a breeze if you look at the flags out there. Probably a 1 to 2 goal breeze favouring the Tars in this last quarter of the elimination final is about to get underway.
Got a ripper coming up. Smith gets hyped, so does Wilkins, but Smith stayed down. Bashes it forward. Collis, that's a big hit by Rioli. Nice fair hit. Running through is Dylan Land, caught with the footy. Waratahs are just on fire at the moment. They've started this last quarter as they entered the third. Gives it to Moose Munro. Kicks it forward, 1-on-1. Tight contest. Well done back there to St Mary's. Well, Silva being dangerous around the footy. Cree's there as well. Kick to goal. Silva gets up with it. Then tries to handball it out. Dispossessed by his opponent. Goes towards the boundary line. Golden was waiting for it to go over and pleading before it actually did. He kicked one in the first quarter, but it's a boundary throw-in. Probably could have ran a little bit harder at that and tried to actually take them up.
Pleading for deliberate, and it didn't make it out.
And then when it sat on his
sat
up,
on him.
it didn't
Funny, it's a funny shape, isn't it? Just ask Steve Milne.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Umpire launches a beautiful throw in. Big Smith in front spot, comes down at anchors. He's wrapped up. Tackled there by Salmon. Big Smith down there. 2 Waratahs there with him. Umpire Peterscombe says, I'll have it. And we'll get another throw up. So I think this has got a fair few people at this stadium fairly shocked. I thought with the team St Mary's had put on paper, they were expected to win this. Waratahs have got a full-strength team in and are playing absolutely beautiful football. So Cook there wins it. Collis, who's been best on ground in my view, handball out the back. Taken there by Cree. Players diving over it. Picked up there by Robinson.
The mist over our glass is slowly coming over. We might be calling off just the screen in a minute.
I'm still watching the other screen over on the Wanderers' side of the ground.
Umpire throws it up. Smith whacks it down only as far as Anchors. Anchors kicks it forward. Good pick up there by Arnold. No, that was Kinchke. Sit forward here, Waratahs coming at the back. There's Arnold. Oh, Silva fell over again just at the wrong time. Kicked off the ground by Labastida. As far as Vallejo's hustled.
Ooh,
but Magro, I thought he was in
get that one.
Possession of the footy. So Magro gives away the free kick with Haley on that one. Unlucky, but young Xavier Vallejo, father's an absolute legend for St Mary's, out there as the runner.
No, that's his father's a coach.
As the coach, that's right, sorry. Chopper. So,
Xavier's down at school in...
I thought because he flies up, doesn't he? Yeah.
Pretty cool cat, Chopper, but I'm not sure how he'd be feeling at the moment.
I wouldn't like to be in that coach's box right now. So over the top, Waratahs can kick back inside the 50. They do now, but a good mark. That's a good mark taken by Labastida.
So St Mary's are going to clear. Ball goes to Jellyman Turner. goes down the middle, doesn't hit it well. Picked up there. Handball to Klusky. Klusky thought he might have been held without it. Umpire says play on. Well done there by Cree. Runs his full measure, goes to 60, puts it out in front of Big Arnold. He's going to turn on an arc, looks inboard. That's a beautiful left foot back. And the mark taken by Moose Munro, who has really, really played a good game for the Waratahs.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Definitely been in the top echelon of players today. And
100 VFL games.
Every game I've seen him play for Waratahs, he's been in the top 3 or 4.
Just a little one to look at is the full credit to young Silver, Curtly Silver. St Mary's obviously respect the game he's playing. They've had to move Henry Labastida back to him, and that just is a real feather in the young player's cap. To have a player like with Henry's experience and that have to go back and shut him down. So it's obviously an issue for them, not being able to control Silver.
Look, he's young and lightly built, Silver, but he plays that forward pocket role unbelievable. And he's that quick off 10 metres, it's unbelievable.
So the kick out here, St Mary's. Need a goal just to stop the flow here of Waratahs. Here's Salmon. He's had a good game for St Mary's. Kicks it forward, but just didn't look. Calder had already let up. And O'Dwyer takes that easily for Waratahs. Wilkins busts through 3 players. Wilkins busts through 1, 2, 3, 4 St Mary's players to take that over the boundary. But that's a win to Waratahs there, that one player was able to win that contest.
Yeah, it was good effort there from Wilkins. He's a wholehearted performer every time he gets his chance. He plays well.
I like the way he goes.
Yeah, he does. He goes well.
So Wilkins up against Toa. Toa gets his hand to it, down to Klusky. Slung as he kicked. Ball goes forward. Waratahs player Waratah grabs. He's taken by Vallejo. Vallejo will have another boundary throw in.
St Mary's slowly working it forward here.
So same duo, Toa versus Wilkins. Give that one to Wilkins. Down the front, becoming really contested footing now. So just a little lull in this one. St Mary's wouldn't want the Waratahs to get the next one there. They're in trouble. So they really need to wrestle back this momentum. Parides down there. Arches the back, plays for the free kick. Umpire says play on. Magro gets a boot to it. Only as far as Gallus. Gallus goes to centre half forward.
There's that man again.
There's Collis. They're 2 beautiful left footers from Melbourne. They come across and they've been magnificent additions to this Waratahs team. Now they're off to the races on the outer side. Go inside 50. That's the backman, Amos Ross. He's run all the way down there. Gallus lumbers after it, and I think he's pretty content. And we're going to boundary throw in 40 metres around from the Waratahs goal.
You'd just be watching Waratahs now set up behind the football. They all run to their positions. They've obviously got a sort of zone structure that they've trained to do because they all know the spot they've got to be in.
Yep, I've been noticing that as well. Even just off the footy that you can't see on the screen, they're just got their positions. Boundary throw in there. Here's Silver coming. Picked up. Drills it into goal. Here's St Mary's again under the pump. Can only just do... But the high, so lucky to get away with that there. As Magro was taken over the line by Wilkins. So just watch this replay. Winston just under a bit of pressure there.
A little bit. Yep.
Not much in it, but definitely the free kick. What can St Mary's here conjure up? They need to get it down the other end. They desperately need a goal. I can't believe I'm actually saying that about St Mary's. I was one of the ones that thought they would win this game pretty easily. I believe Clint, you said by 7 goals.
Yeah, yes, I did. That was
not just to remind you.
All over it.
Therefore, don't listen to any other try over the rest of the season. Thanks, Dash.
3 under the bus there, mate. I said it was a close one, but yeah, you said 7 goals.
Ball goes up. Lance after it. Geez, that window's becoming fogged now. Might have to stand up there. Boundary umpire says, I'll have it. So it's really contested footy at the moment. Lots of stoppages.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the heat coming off my carcass that's caused this, Clint. Sorry about this.
All right, we'll roll with that. So the boundary umpire rocks back, rocks forward, launches one in. Toa versus Wilkins. Toa versus Marsh, sorry. Crees after it. Now done there. The Moose picks up, handballs over the top. Goes there to Robbie Barty. Handballs over the top. The Magro doesn't need much space. Over to Silver. Silver on the right. Boots. Just didn't have the time to get the purchase on it, and through for one behind. So it's all one-way traffic to Waratahs. They go to 8:11:59. St Mary's 7 goals 2:44, and we've almost gone 9 minutes in this fourth quarter.
15 points of difference now. Here's Collis, taken down by Nikki Yaron. Just keep driving it forward here, Waratahs. Bree goes without it. Jellyman Turner trying to pick it up. Toa goes in there as well. McMurtry comes out, drives forward, and Green dropped the mark that he would have taken in the first half of the game. Under enormous pressure here, Labastida can't pick it up. Magro gets taken high. The umpire let it go. You can see the Waratahs players pleading there.
Well, the St Mary's backline's just under enormous pressure. They have been since half-time. The energy from the midfield battle, Waratahs are on top there. St Mary's are going to have to work hard to try to get this initiative back.
So Gallus just hoping backman kick, trying to clear it, but the umpires found a free kick. Fortunately for the way of St Mary's, it's going the way of McMurtry here. And Gordy McMurtry on the replay, you see, was just hit off the ball behind play. Not much to kick to. Dangerous kick, but manages to find Jellyman Turner.
So Turner shanks one forward, doesn't hit it well, taken out after the kick. Yeah, down ground, so it was after
Smart
the kick.
by Longy, he heard the whistle, so he stopped.
It's going to be a free kick to Toa, and he's right, he didn't go back behind the mark, so we can see that from here.
Watch Waratahs roll back now.
Yeah, it was important there, Haley, wasn't it, that he did go back behind the mark and move it quickly. He tried to creep around 2 or 3 metres, and it was obvious it was going to get called back. So Toa, he's got Calder there. Good body work there by Dwyer. Calder ended up playing defender there. And the ball goes out of bounds, so the Waratahs will be happy with that. They can set up around this stoppage. And so who's going to spark St Mary's here, Haley? Where's it going to come from? In this second half, they've been outplayed by the Waratahs, and it looks like one-way traffic at this stage.
Well, over the years, the usual suspects will stand up. You know, your Paredes, your Shannon Riolis. I wouldn't write them off yet, though. The Saints will play this out to the end. That's how they always play the finals.
Klusky kicks it into the 50. There's that man Paredes. The captain needs to lift. He's trying to lift his players, but look at Waratahs get the numbers around the footy. Taken to ground. Jellyman Turner's in there. And in back play, you can see the fight happening in back play. So that was against Nikki Yaron. Wasn't happy with the way that
looks like the book's coming out. Yeah.
Nate Paredes was handled in back play. Nate Paredes is holding his head. That was Nikki Yaron that went in. So the umpire, there's the emergency umpire with the trackies.
I hope
Haley's best on ground.
Well, I think number 16 deserves to be paid. Definitely.
So the umpire, actually, the free kick went to Waratahs and they play on quickly. This might cost St Mary's. The umpire's still out there. Nick Yaron's trying to put his jumper back on. It was ripped off in back play. We'll keep with play here on the screen. Keep an eye on Nick Yaron because the guy with the trackies has had there we go. Both players got their shirts off. Now they've put them back on. So the free kick going the way of St Mary's here. They desperately need a goal and they're trying to win one for their team.
Jellyman Turner, that's better. That's a good kick and that's a good lead up. Dropped there by the St Mary's player. Surrounded by 3 Waratahs. Ross wraps him up. I reckon he might have dragged that back in. Umpire Noonan doesn't agree. And we'll get a ball up underneath the scoreboard there, 60 metres out from the St Mary's goal.
Does anyone, there's in back play there, so who's been reported? Because O'Dwyer took out Nate Paredes and then Nick Yaron come in.
Well, I don't think it would have been a Waratahs player reported because they got the free kick. So I'm saying they would have reversed it if there was a report. So someone, I think, St Mary's has been reported in that.
So here's Paredes. He's a guy that can really turn it on. One of the best players in the comp. Little pitching wedge forward. Doesn't hit it well. Surprisingly, Yaron was the only one that went for it. Ball comes back there to Salmon. Puts his head down. Umpire Noonan crosses his arms and says, I'll have it.
Nicky Yaron's just got to get his head back into the footy game because he's a real key for St Mary's. He's in everything. Every week, Nick Yaron's out there. He's in everything.
Was adjudged the equal best player in the competition with Ben Archard from the Buffaloes. recently in the NT News Player of the Year award, and the ball goes out of bounds there in front of Goulden, who really made no attempt to keep it in, quite content.
I only suspect that he was the player that was reported. Because the book come out pretty early, and they don't want that. Nick Guerin's a vital cog for them these days, St Mary's.
Yeah, well, if the Waratahs player had done a reportable offence, the free kick would have been given to St Mary's, I'd say.
Yeah. So cleared by Waratahs here. King for players out wide. That's Hitchkey that goes without it, but long. But the umpire's found a free kick. It's going against Gallus. Kinchke has the free kick. And it's just about our window is fogging up here, so we're looking at the screen. Kicks it forward. Pack of players. Picked up by St Mary's. Turn around, go the other way. Vallejo pushed out of the way by Collis, just too strong. Holder goes down low, close to the boundary line. Happy to see it go over the boundary line here, Collis. We've gone 14 minutes, still 15 points the lead to Waratahs here. So they need the next goal, or St Mary's.
Yeah, they certainly do, and I don't know where they're going to get it from at the moment. It just seemed to be very clunky for them going forward.
Yeah, it just looks a bit stagnant. As you said, don't write them off. Ball spills there to Carroll, gets his handball there. Klusky in there, well won out of the contest by Anchors. St Mary's gather, picked up there by St Mary's. They go forward. Waratahs through a chain of handballs. Collis got to watch out. He's coming from behind. Good pressure from St Mary's. But numbers will win out. This kick just needs to hit the target. Well done there. Good pressure. And they're going to win this back. That's big. Grenfell puts it on the boot. I'm not sure it's gone 15. Collis is under it. Yeah, umpire says it has.
One for the brave that time. He was the bravest one there.
Seems to be in that spot a fair bit, and I rated his game. I think he's played magnificent. I reckon St Mary's have paid him a fair bit of physical attention.
But Moose has got it.
Yeah, Moose Munro.
So Moose Munro back to Collis. And Collis on that left foot goes inboard. A big Ross, the centre-half back, who's pushed forward.
And then going back again.
Takes the mark in the square. Handballs to the running player. Big Smith's there. Ball gets a mitt to it. Spills out of Wilkinson. Good smother by Silva. Arnold turns. Handballs back. That's Cree. Cree on the right boot gets crunched as he kicks it. That's really good pressure there from St Mary's.
But off the ball, there was a hit here off the footy. And both players just watch this. No, there's a bit of a that's nearly a broken leg.
Ooh. Yeah, Wilkins, his intention was to smother there. It was a bit awkward. Look, at St Mary's, I'd be getting Calder up to centre-half forward. You know, Calder's a match winner for them, and he's just at the moment, he's too far away from the ball. Get him up onto the ball and sort of try to mix things up, make some space, kick to out in front in the grass, you know, kick out into the forward 50. Saints have got to try something here.
They'll change something up, yeah.
Yeah, if the game keeps going the way it is, Waratahs win.
The umpire's going to ball it in. You can see the amount of players here on your screen in that forward 50 for Waratahs. Anchors is taken to ground. Jellyman Turner's over it, but the umpire says, give it to me. He's going to ball it up. So he was on that one red hot, Mark Noonan. He'll throw it up. Here's Smith. Smith and Marsh. Smith hits it back, but the umpire again has found a free kick, and it's going the way of St Mary's. So fortunate here for St Mary's, but can they go coast to coast? Nate Paredes, the captain. Can he lift his side to try and get a much-needed goal? 17-minute mark of this last quarter.
So 16 points down. They need 3 goals. 17-minute mark, as Tash said. They're probably about 6 minutes of time left. 7 minutes of time. Not too long. They need 3 goals at least. Big Smith gets an important hand in there. Out in front of Klusky. Pressured well by Collis. First in the race to it. Grenfell at centre-half forward. Good pressure there by the Waratahs. Ball spills back there, picked up by Carroll. Carroll gives it to Crocker. Crocker goes in forward. And the Moose, who I reckon if there was 3 votes, is putting his hand up for him. It's not, obviously, because it's a final. He goes out wide to Turnbull. Turnbull's going to go into the pocket to the leading Kitchke.
It's not a terrible result.
No, it's not. Leading to the pocket. Wasn't a great kick. As you said, they've been really good setting up around these stoppages all night, Haley. And
the thing is, Saints need to make the play. So, you know, probably the fat side of the ground's not where Waratahs want to go. The lead was disciplined. It was a disciplined lead. Go to the pocket. You got the boundary line there as your friend.
Umpire throws it in. Smith Smashes it down, comes back to Cree. Creative from here, just puts it into the goal square. Good body work back there by St Mary's and Holner. So Holner plays on quickly, which is he needs to do. Vallejo takes the mark. Labastita's running past. Not much on offer up forward for him. So
Look at the Waratahs players just flooding across.
And you can see that off screen, just the amount of what, and you're right, it's zoned. They're trained for this zone because they leave their player and go and set it up, and here they are now. There's the numbers there for Waratahs. They win the ball back. The top of the 50, one-on-one, Wilkins can't take it. And it's going to trickle over the back to Arnold. Arnold's taken over the boundary line for another boundary throw, and I think Waratahs, and I know I threw Clint under the bus with his 7 goals, but I said that St Mary's would win this in a close one, and I thought that St Mary's and Tigers were definitely the force teams to be in the grand final. But the way Waratahs are playing, Hayley, like you said, they've got their full strength side, and we've seen another Waratahs tonight.
It was never in doubt.
No, you're not claiming it.
No one asked me who I thought would win. So yeah, I always thought Waratahs were going to turn up tonight. I saw this coming, to be honest.
Goes to Collis on his left foot. This would be the sealer. Didn't hit it well. Hit on the side of the ball, spiralled across the face of goal. Goes out of bounds. So I think, like you said, Hayley, they just got to go here.
You don't always see disciplined defensive play in Darwin football. It's probably not something we're known for. But full credit to Ryan Ayres and the coaching group.
And your son,
Well, he's the backline coach and he stresses over everything. But it's, full credit. They've really worked their structure well all year. It's not something that they just turned up tonight and it happened. I've been watching them all year with their setup behind
50,
play.
is it 50? Yeah.
So Robinson took the mark there. Player encroached in that protected area, I believe. So it's going to be 50. 20 minutes gone, so we're probably thinking only 2 to 4 minutes left in this game.
Salmon gave away the 50 and he's just elbowed his opponent halfway up the ground. He's going to be picked up for that.
Oh, sorry. That's 20 minutes and 20 seconds. So I would have thought we had longer than 20 seconds of time on. Doesn't matter. Congratulations to the Waratahs. That's an amazing performance, and I think it's really impressed all of us in the box. What a final.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but Joey Salmon, we might see a couple of reports from that game. I'll be very surprised if he's not picked up for that elbow into the guts of his opponent as he was running with him.
Yeah, well, they picked those ones up. Full credit to Waratahs. They gutsed it out. Like they were down and out at different stages of that first half when St Mary's were well on top, and Tars just kept grafting away. And I thought, it was one in the midfield. Work rate and effort in finals means everything, and they simplified the game early on. They were a little bit too finessed with the ball too much, but they simplified the game in that third quarter, got it in deep, and put pressure on the St Mary's backline, and the Saints backline was a little bit fumbly, uncharacteristic really for them to be fumbly like that. But one thing about St Mary's is they'll regroup and they'll bounce back next week against Wanderers. They'll have to front up again. And Waratahs, well, you'd have to say they're the real deal. They're going to really press Tigers next week, and it'll be a fantastic second semi.
All right, so
yeah, sorry, I'm with Hayley on that. What a wonderful performance. Waratahs with their full strength side. As Hayley said earlier, a few COVID issues and stuff like that, but to see that side out there today and the way they played against St Mary's, only kept St Mary's to 1 goal after half-time, and they kicked 5. We didn't see any goals in that last quarter. It was a wonderful last quarter, if that, but yeah, looking forward to next week.
I just thought my best player, I agree with what Clint said, I thought Collis off the back flank, Dylan Collis, was fantastic. It was great when they moved him back there as their quarterback. I thought Moose Munro was fantastic as well. Cree in the midfield, and an honourable mention to the emergency umpire. I thought his contribution tonight was impeccable.
And let's not forget the full-back. They get forgotten sometimes. Big O Dwyer on the competition's leading goal kicker. I thought he was magnificent. So Waratahs Footy Club, they get up 8 goals 11.59, defeating St Mary's 7 goals 2.44. Waratahs next week will play Nightcliff, with the winner of that to go straight into the grand final. St Mary's have put themselves into an elimination final, and they'll play Wanderers next week. That's all from TIO Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast from AFLNT. We'll see everyone next week.